Back to the Future Trivia. Fox is only 10 days younger than Thompson, while Glover is 3 years younger than Fox. These two have also starred in Family Ties and High School USA. John Cusack could have played Marty McFly. Matthew Modine turned down the role for Marty McFly. Charlie Sheen could have played Marty McFly, but was by winning. Michael J. Fox's singing was dubbed by Mike Campbell. Marky McFly. Michael J. Fox was tied to Family Ties. Fox is a nocturnal actor, but can be sighted during the day on weekends. Let us thank Christopher Lloyd's wife for taking the role as Doc. There's a huge list of actors that could have played Doc Brown. They are Peter Boyle, Albert Brooks, Chevy Chase, Robert Klein, Dabney Coleman, Jeff Goldblum, John Lithgow, Steve Martin, Dudley Moore, Richard Mulligan, Joe Piscopo, Harold Ramis, Ron Silver, Donald Sutherland, and Jeffrey Tambor. If Christopher Lloyd was seen in 1955, he would also be 17 years old, the same age as Lorraine and George. And if you thought that was wiggity whack, Marty's parents were both born in 1938, the same year that Christopher Lloyd was born. Could you imagine that Christopher Lloyd wanted another movie set in ancient Rome?
Hi.
Here's the only screen time of Christopher Lloyd and Lee Thompson. 3 hours to apply the makeup for 47-year-old Lorraine. She kept that dress. One day her daughter took her dress to party. Later, mother got angry with daughter. Crispin Glover's nerves are very genuine, and some of his dialogue had to be recorded in the studio. Biff's catchphrases.
So what are you looking at, butthead?
So why don't you make like a tree and get out of here?
Were improvised by Tom Wilson.
Sundays. Oh, McFly, your shoes untied.
Wilson's bully childhood inspired bully Biff. Tim Robbins could have been Biff. 3 days after the movie's release, Tom Wilson got married. After Fox, they managed to get Stoltz, but fired him. Stoltz wouldn't acknowledge any other name except Marty. Stoltz's method acting hurt Wilson. Wilson wanted to get back at Stoltz, but was already gone. Stoltz isn't gone, he just hits back hard. When Stoltz is around, both Stoltz and Glover gave Zemeckis a really hard time. He originally was supposed to play as Biff, but this is when Stoltz was cast, and Stoltz was not a small boy. When Fox replaced Stoltz, Wilson was overjoyed, and the two became best friends and shared biscuits. Stoltz can't even remember having been a part of Back to the Future. Bring in the DeLorean. In case anyone wants to get in contact with Claudia Wells, her number is 555-4823. Of course, we also have Twitter. Claudia Wells and Huey Lewis share the same birthday, 5th of July. Billy Zane's first feature film role doesn't speak a damn word. The members of Marvin Berry and the Starlighters are Harry Walters Jr., lead vocals, Tommy Thomas, saxophone, Granville Young, or Danny, double bass, David Harold Brown, drums, Lloyd L. Talbot, piano. The name of the film was originally called Man Space from Pluto. John DeLorean is happy that DeLorean is in film. In case you wanted to know what kind of DeLorean it is, it's a 1981 DMC-12 model, and is the first Hollywood film to feature this model. Film chose DeLorean because of its silly gold wing doors, to make it look like an alien spacecraft. Unintentional, but funny. Michael J. Fox now knows what a TV dinner feels like. Hello out there, Peabody here, and this is my boy Sherman, and here is the Wayback Machine. Not only did Christopher Lloyd steal the plutonium, but he also stole the 3 lines that appear in The Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai Across the 8th Dimension. With all the advertisement for Pepsi, originally the DeLorean was meant to be fueled by Coca-Cola. I bet you in the sequel, they'll advertise for Sunny D. Doc and Marty were originally meant to steal some plutonium from a power plant, and not use lightning.
Here's a red letter date in the history of science. November 5th, 1955.
Which was the year that Albert Einstein died. Not the dog, for God's sake. Einstein, the dog this time, is a Burger Picard mixed breed. Test audience thought the dog would die in a gruesome way. Lorraine Dell Calvin? But that hasn't happened. Yet. Look, this clock is different. D. Jones is Dennis E. Jones, and not D's nuts.
Got it! What was it, George? Bird watching?
What, Lorraine?
Yep, that's bird watching, alright.
He's a peeping Tom.
Stella! Another one of these damn kids jumped in front of my car!
You mean this has happened before?
Ah! Where are my pants?
Over there? On my hope chest?
At least he has his undies, which were originally supposed to be on the hope chest.
Call me Marty.
Oh. Pleased to meet you, Calvin. Marty?
But you name your first son David. Look what he's wearing. I mean, his parents must know his future. Doc's weapon of choice is a nickel-plated single-action army pistol, fitted with pearl grips.
Do you know what this means? It means that this damn thing doesn't work at all.
Are you sure about that? There are 2 pines at the mall. Crash! There is now 1 pine at the mall. Big Ben, what are you doing at this side of the world? Ah, so Christopher Lloyd channeled in his Harold Lloyd from Safety Last to get this shot. Quite impressive. And of course this event was foreshadowed. The piece of ledge was never found again. Supposedly, Marty McFly is supposedly 17 in 1985. Therefore, supposedly, he was born in 1968. 13 years supposedly when his parents first met, in 1955. Supposedly. Did you know that upon its release date, Back to the Future was set in the future? And because this film is set in the future after its release date, people came to the location of the mall to see the DeLorean disappear. But of course, it didn't happen. Hi Bob. Zemeckis and Gale do not want reboot or remake. 44 times the script was rejected. Once upon a time, China banned film for disrespecting history.
Hey, don't worry.
Disney does not approve of incest scene. Number 1 at the box office for 3 months, which is a record. 85 musicians for Alan Silvestri's orchestra. How cute. Doc Brown borrowed the movie model of Hill Valley.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
Lloyd's granddaddy was one of the founders of the Texaco Oil Company.
Then tell me, future boy, who's president of the United States in 1985?
Ronald Reagan.
Ronald Reagan, the actor?
Ronald Reagan approves this scene, though the producers were worried about his reaction. That ain't no flat, that Burger King. This is Miller Lite. And this is Miller High Life. Son of a bitch, they're in.
When this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're gonna see some serious shit.
For those who use the metric system, that's 140 kilometers.
Next Saturday night, we're sending you back to the future.
80s fourth wall breaks were just awesome. The power of loud is an irritating thing. This sexy instrument is an Ibanez Black Roadster 2. This little dinky gadget is a Iowa MK-PO2 MKII. Probably got that wrong.
Who are you?
George suffers PTSD from Eddie Van Halen music. Speaking of which, 1955 is the year Eddie Van Halen was born. This scene is credited to The Who, Pete Townsend, Bruce Springsteen, Angus Young, Chuck Berry, Jimi Hendrix, and Edward Van Halen. That's all the time I have for trivia. Thank you so much for watching. And just remember, he's the only kid ever to get in trouble before he was born. This title card is a joke. There was not meant to be a sequel.
What are you looking at, butthead?
Can you, like, shut up?